a lovely mare. I mean, when I say a lovely mare, a kind mare. You know, she's very easygoing and like that. But she does lack. Well, she was here. Like, let's go back a bit. She was here last year, and I taught her everything I could. And then there was a block. She could only hold on to that. Now I say that sometimes, you know, out of all the horses we do, you get a few like that. That you just not. You can keep on doing, but you're not going to get any more in there. And also, not only can you not get any more in their head of what you're asking them to do, but they get bored with what they're doing. Um, so sometimes you can show them something completely new, but they can get fed up with it because it is quite intense. So she does not want to go through this. But just look now. Look, I've got her ask to go to camera. Go on there. Look, she's just now been sitting here. We've got absolutely saturated. Just had like a thunderstorm. Got saturated right through. But this is where you've got to have the patience of Job. You know, you really have. To my way of thinking, now I know full well someone would say to me, well, you could put a lead rope on her and stand the other side and ask her to come through, you know, hit her and ask her to come through. I don't want to do any of that. I want her, she's at the stage now where she's finding her own courage. So she's not snorting and blowing, but she is, and she has just started now. While the camera was on me, unfortunately, look, you see, she's just started touching these. Yeah. She's having a scratch over in there. When her head comes up, I've let the reins off. So when her head comes up, hopefully her head will touch it a little bit, you know, like that. Yeah. That's nice. And I just keep her head there. So I don't let her come to the left or the right. Just keep her there and just keep talking to her nice and peaceful. I want her to relax and go on to three legs. She's got all her fly spray on, but I think with this sun coming out now, and she'd like to shake all that off of her. Steady there. You know, a good old shake and flick the water out of her mane, I think. Come back. Come over there. That's a good baby. And this is where you've got to have patience. Yes, I could lead her through. Yes, I could drive her through by smacking her. I could do that. There's all sorts of things I could do. But that is not making her brave, is it? It's one fear for another, which is no good. So these things we've got hanging down here are multicoloured. We just renewed them. We see the old ones there by the side. So we just renewed them now. So they're nice and bright. They're beautiful because they're made to go up and down. We can raise them up high for big 17, 18 handers. We can drop them right down to the little shetties. So what I've got to do now is just kid and cajole her to get her head through these. So this could take a fair time. So what we're going to do is do another couple of bits in the arena that Ree's going to get ready, and I'll just sit here until, you know, I mean, I could keep the camera rolling on it, but it might be 40 minutes, an hour. Might not even get it done today. But hopefully she's not turning her head away. She's looking forward. And then I'll just ask her, come up, babe. Come on, darling. That's it. Can you see her touching that, look, and sniffing it and moving it a little bit? Come on, babe. Oh, she's just deciding where's the best way. Now, all this is soft foam. It's so funny. You've got a great big Arctic screaming up the side of her on the A30, 60 mile an hour. And that is no exaggeration. On the film, you'll see. Take no notice. And it's something as silly as this, and you'd think, come on. But this is, she's building her own confidence. We make horses, or try to make horses safe, confident and happy in any sphere of harness work, whatever they do. You know, whatever you're going to teach them to do. We just done some last year to go back to Belgium. You know, they were brought over from Belgium, went back to Belgium to pull barges. There's others doing specialist work on in the woods. Went out to work, you know, three in the line, um, like a random, you know, make them work like that. Um, to get the power because they couldn't knock the as I understand it, the trees there were quite valuable, and they didn't want to damage the bark by having something that's being dragged between it, and certainly didn't want to put any machinery in there because it's too heavy. So this is the training. This is as important as anything. Now, what I will do if I think she won't go today, I shall just let her come up, baby. Come on. There you are. She's got her nose on them there. Come on. Now, sure, I could bring, you know, a whip on her like we got over there. We got some barrels over there. You see that, well, that we'll be putting her through. She's never done that. She's never been in the box you can see behind. Come on. Come over. Come over. Ah, that's it. There's a good girl. Ah, that's it. Go on in. You see? She's not afraid of it now. Earlier on, she was snorting and blowing. You can just look around her feet there where the surface has been disturbed. And it doesn't annoy me because I don't think people understand the way I do things. But you've got to have the patience of a saint. Anybody, quite seriously, can put a horse between the shafts or put them on a pole. That's not training them really. Well, of course it is training them, but it's not really training them. That's almost mechanical. This is where you're getting them to get their own courage. So under the right circumstances, when you ask them to go, because happened to me, for instance, up on the bridge there, someone come off their motorbike and the motorbike was skidding straight for the horse's legs. So I had to ask them to mount the curb and get right over to the fence with a 40-foot or 30-foot drop down onto the fence was only about 3'6" high, no great height. I don't think it was 4 foot. Maybe you would say it was 4 foot. And I had to get out because it would have smashed their legs to pieces. Right? I've been in another situation where I've just said to them, go on, get on. And I've asked them to, come up onto a bank, drop down and stand in a ditch because something's happened. There was a lorry in front of me, and these great big barrels we use for obstacles, they was empty on there, and the ratchet strap come undone. They was all bouncing down the road everywhere. Now that frightened the horses, obviously. But I asked them to come over up a bank. I mean, the bank was steep. The horses was well up in the air, and they stood there as quiet as lambs. It was the only place I could go. I had nowhere else to go, or they was going to run in and knock them. Well, the speed they was coming down the road, they would have definitely hurt them, or got caught up under the carriage. They'd have gone to bolt, tipped the carriage over, whatever. But they just come up there as all the noise went past these things like that, and cars skidding and, everything like that. They never done anything, just sat up on the bank. Oh, about 4 foot high, I think it was. And they just sat there like that, no trouble at all. And had to cross a ditch to get to it, just where they dug out to drain the road off. There was a little bit of a grass verge. Across the grass verge, down the ditch and up the bank and stood there. My front wheels was just about to go down into the ditch. And I just said to them, stand still, good boys, like that. And they stood there lovely, never moved. Then I backed them down the ditch. Well, the ditch was about a 2 foot, 18 inches, 2 foot deep, I suppose. no water in it. I mean, it's just when the road floods along that bit, you see them when they cut the grass verge out and let the water run off the road. And they stood there as good as gold. Had they pulled it on or jumped forward, they'd have dropped me wheels down the hole, and then I had El's own job getting them out. You know, you'd have to, I mean, take them out of harness, then you'd get something to get the vehicle out. It would have been a major production. But because they were trained and they'd done it, so that the point I'm trying to make, when I asked them, they had enough courage to say, right, yeah, I can do that. Well, obviously, if the same thing had happened when they was very first on the road, they wouldn't have been able to handle that as well, would they? You know, because they haven't got the courage, their own confidence in themselves. And you're not going to get it by one fear for another. And you're not going to get it, I'm not anyway. Can you see him move that now? Look. See, that's absolutely beautiful. What I've done is kept my hand on the reins. So there you are, look, beautiful, beautiful. But I'm restricting her, right? So in a minute, I will give her some more rein to let her do it a bit more, yeah? So that when she flicks her nose forward, she can get more of a push on it and like that. And hopefully her head will come up like that and bang her ear, yeah? Lovely. Yep, I'll just keep this near side rein on. Come over, baby gilt. Come on, my little sugar plum. Yes, you are. That's it. I don't even know. I want to show you. Look, you know, if you've got enough patience, you've got enough time. That's what I always say to you. There's nothing nicer than breaking your own horse. But if you're going to do anything with it, anything at all, if you think it's going to take half an hour, then make sure you've got an hour. If you think it's going to take an hour, make sure you got an hour and a half. You always need that bit of time built in, because when something happens like this, if you give up and don't get them through this obstacle, yeah, you just can't get them through, well then it's not a case they've won the day, but you've sort of basically agreed with them that it's dangerous. Come up, babe. Come on, babe. Like that. Come on, that's it. Good girl. Come up. So you say, well, I'm tapping her on the quarters with a range, yeah. I had someone say to me, a so-called coachman, that it's very, very crude. Yes, it is very crude. But right now, I want, plenty of control on her mouth with two hands. I don't want to be holding a whip. I don't want to be doing anything like that at all. Well, we don't have whips. We have like bumping sticks. Or we do have some with a very short thong on. That's just to touch them with. More to say to them everything's all right, so you can get the ball to run over them. The ball we stick on the end of the actual lunge stick. You know what I mean? We cut the thong right off, or a little short thong, because it not tickles exactly. It's very light. It's like a fly running over their back, and you can do that, or you can tap with it. But the ball one's best of all, because you can roll it up and it feels just like your hand tools, as far as I can tell, anyway. So there you are, Autumn. Lovely, lovely horse. We've just got to get this right so that when I come in here next time, she will walk through as calm as you like. Yeah? Come on in, babe. Come on. Go on in. And there you go. Little tap, little bit of encouragement. Not hitting or hurting. That's just bloody ridiculous. Got a rubber bit in its mouth. Right? Just a rubber bit. Stand still, my darling. Stand still. So now it's saying, Dad, let's get on. Right, walk up, baby. Walk up.